bunch of crazed dogs.
My camera. How about them Giants? How about them Giants? How about them Giants?
Woo! What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Giants Rush, where we talk Giants football pretty much every week, all year round. So, yeah, I like to say we're the podcast that you love to hate, and you guys are going to lock in and load, or lock and load and lock, maybe a little bit of both. On this Tuesday, which is a little out of the ordinary for us. I don't know if Mr. Dunleavy is showing up today. We do have Sean here. We're going to talk about, well, another Giants loss. And not just any loss. It was a lackluster performance pretty much on every from every player and from every team that took the field yesterday. So Giants lose, as I said, a lackluster game on Monday Night Football versus the Patriots, 33-15. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody up there or out there in Giants land. Always love Thanksgiving. Even better yet, I love if the Giants play on Thanksgiving, but not if they lose, because that tends to happen a lot lately. One thing you guys probably noticed about last night's game is the Patriots were more physical than the Giants. They were more prepared than the Giants. They were more willing to play fast, and they were more willing to play hard. The Giants looked out of sync. They looked soft. They did not look like they wanted to be there. Unprepared in every phase of the game. Came out slow, came out soft. Tons of things that we're going to dive into. And at no time did Drake May ever feel like he was going to be hit or blindsided or in jeopardy being sacked. May was so good. He outran Abdul late for work again Carter to the sideline. Yes. You saw it. I saw it. I don't know. We'll dive into that. Mr. Dunleavy, I just saw him pop into the green room, so he is here. And you know why I can say stuff like that? Because in the background, Sean is shaking his head. But what he doesn't realize is this.
It's good to be the king.
Yes, sirree. I can say those things. Kafka, pack your bags, buddy, because you're on the way out of town. He makes no difference. There's no spark. We're going to talk about all this stuff. We'll talk about the GM who's basically let this team down at every phase. Think about it. McFadden goes down, we get no linebacker. Neighbors goes down, there's no wide receiver help. You're the kicker debacle every single week. All these the cornerback goes down, like just everything's a mess. And the only difference is the last 5 weeks we were competitive. We were angry we lost, but we were competitive. Last night's game was not competitive, not great for Monday Night Football. Let's bring in this guy.
And here we go.
There he is. What's up?
Hey, Craig. Well, unlike Young Hui Koo, I did not stub my toe or divot in the turf or anything getting here tonight. So we're good. I'm fully ready to go. No errors, no anything. And Joker's he's gonna be let out tonight. I think it might be a calm Joker, but I got some points. I got some things. So
yeah, I know. You always got points. They're good points though. There always are good points.
Absolutely.
That's why you're here. Dart went 17 for 24. Sean for 139 yards, 1 TD, sacked 2 times.
Yep.
Singletary went 12 for 68, 5.7 yards a carry and a TD. Tracy 10 for 36, 3.6. Dart also added on 4 runs for 20 yards and 5 yards a carry. And got whacked. Got whacked for it, which we'll definitely talk about. Definitely disappointing game. Let's bring in I gotta find Ryan's opening because I don't normally produce it from this side. So I gotta find Ryan's entry because I'm like, I don't see it. Where is it? I got Chris's in, I got Spartan Mike. Where's Ryan's? Got Ryan.
What's up? What's up?
I wanted to give you a compliment before the show starts. That every week that we suck, I am thoroughly either angry, depressed, or a combination of both. But knowing that you're coming on and hanging out with us, I will say, makes my day a little bit better. So I'm not kissing your ass. I just wanted to let you know I thoroughly enjoy you being here, and I appreciate you hanging out with us.
I hope the listeners and the fans enjoyed it. It's been a fun couple weeks of doing this. Not a fun couple weeks of covering the Giants, but
fun
couple weeks of this.
Well, we get great.
Craig,
feedback.
I don't know. Wait, I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Craig, I don't know if you saw, but Ryan is famous, and I don't know if you saw me tweet this at you, Ryan, but you're now part of a community note.
Yeah.
Did you see that on Twitter?
Oh no, I did not see that.
I
got a lot of tweets today.
Yeah, I figure you're busy. I tag you. Yeah, you were part of a community note because Wes Steinberg's thing was going around. People were believing it, and the community note tagged you and said that it was proven what the reason why Carter was benched for a quarter. So congratulations, Ryan. You are now a community note. You are now Mr. Big Time.
The community note on Wes's tweet? I'm gonna go.
It was somebody else posted it. I don't know if it was somebody else who posted Wes's thing, and then where it says readers add context. Somebody put in that Ryan was refuted or whatever it was. But yeah, I was like, that was pretty cool. Ryan's a part of a community note now.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, Wes is creative. I'll give him that. So
absolutely,
he's duped more than a few people. So
yeah,
yes,
there is no doubt he's duped a couple people in his day. All right, so we got to move quick because Ryan does have some stuff to take care of today.
We all have Hard Knocks, don't we? Aren't we all gonna watch Hard Knocks?
I am now that you bring it up, but I'm like, I was kind of contemplating, do I want to watch this?
I gotta get at. I don't have HBO, believe it or not, so I got to go to my aunt's house to watch HBO. So I'm gonna hard out at 8:30, so I could get there by 9 to watch Hard Knocks. So let's go. Let's roll.
Yeah,
let's a lot to cover. Let's do it.
Crank up where we always start, and of course, it's the best place to start. Boom, studs and duds. We start the show every week with it. We go around, around the room, so to speak, on somebody that did something well and someone who just absolutely sucked. And now, for most weeks, it's easy to find those duds. So, Sean, what do you got for me on the stud side? Again, super lackluster game. You might not find a whole lot of guys to highlight.
Since Ryan's got a hard stop and I'm doing a boycott of the Giants after that piss poor showing last night, I am not naming a stud at all because that's how fed up I am with this team because I'm the Joker and I can do it. It's good to be the king, but the Joker can do what he wants. So I am deferring to Ryan Dunleavy in protest. I am not naming a stud tonight. Ryan, the floor is yours.
That was the worst performance of the year. That was the worst performance since the infamous loss to the Buccaneers last year.
Yes.
Where we asked Brian Burns, like, what do you think of giving up? I forget what exactly they gave up, yardage or points or something. What do you think of being down 30-0 in the fourth quarter, I think? And he said, that's ass. Then that became the quote of the season. That's ass. Like, this was the worst performance in Stats ass. And he gave us a good one last night when he said, I'm sick of this shit. So Burns delivers after the blowouts. My stud is Darius Slayton, 30-yard touchdown catch. God, did he need it. And he was the only one who got open. He was the only one who got open on the 2-point conversion play too, when Dart was Mahomesian for a second. And I would love to know how many yards he ran behind the line of scrimmage or what his time to throw was on that play, because he kept that play alive. That was one of the highlights that made it. It was important because I thought, oh, wow, it's a 2-score game. They're not dead quite yet. So, yeah, I thought Slayton for the touchdown catch. I mean, he scored 8 of their 15 points, right? So he is the stud, and I think it's only his second touchdown catch since they released Daniel Jones, which is hard to believe.
Dang. Well, that doesn't leave me with a lot to work with, but I'm going to go with Singletary because he had 102 all-purpose yards. 5.7 yards a carry, a touchdown, 12 for 68, and then he threw in 34 yards of receiving. So I mean, I don't know what else Singletary could have done. You know what I mean? To help the team, he did pretty much everything that was asked of him. So I'm gonna have to give Singletary. And by the way, you're talking about a guy who was the third string running back 4 weeks ago, right? So he's pleasantly surprised me because I thought he just would have kind of faded like Eric Gray. Like I thought he just would have faded onto the bench and disappeared. So I got to give my my stud to Singletary. And of course, if Tracy's hurt, which I know you don't know, Ryan, because it hasn't, of course, probably come out yet what Tracy's issue is. But any word there?
Hip and not as serious as it looked. So
okay,
good.
So
that's good.
I don't think we're talking about a season ender or anything like that. So
okay, so he may be down a week or two.
With the bye, I don't even know if he'll miss a game. So
perfect. All right.
No Eric Gray season, thankfully.
You're forcing me, Sean, to you're forcing me to come back to you, hoping that you've got some content to share here on the dud.
Oh yeah, on the dud, absolutely. And again, because I'm the Joker, I'm going to break the rules. I am giving the dud to the entire Giants organization. The entire Giants organization, from the owner down to whoever else is part of the lowest man on the totem pole. The entire Giants organization was a shit show last night. It was a shit show with the conference today, which I'm sure Ryan will bring up at some point too. But I'm just tired of the product they put on the field. That team was not ready to play last night. Like I thought about giving it to Kafka because he's worried about other things as opposed to having the team being ready. And they weren't ready at all. They didn't look like they wanted to be out there. It's the first time, and I don't say this, I know Ryan will give me pushback. I don't normally like to say it looked like players quit, but it did not look like they wanted to be out there last night. So I'm not going to say they quit, but it did not look like they wanted to play last night. And that's the first time I can say that in a long time. And it's the first time I've seen that this season. So yeah, my dud goes to the whole Giants organization for this shit show product they're putting on the field.
My pushback to that is probably not what you would expect, which is one, I don't think you can lump it together as all players quit or all players did not want to be
right.
here.
Right.
I always guard against that because I don't think that's true almost ever. And I would also tell you that I don't think it's the first time certain players have quit. Like I've seen players dog it in other games before. So I don't think it's the first time for some players, and I don't think it's all players.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you are making a, what's the term? One fell swoop. I don't know, Ryan. Like, I'm sure you have something of note here of someone that just laid down and did
for a
nothing.
dud?
So, yeah,
For,
I mean,
for a dud? Oh, I have a dud. I
Oh.
I have a dud. Yeah, and I thought about Kafka too. I don't know if I quite agree with he's worried about other things, though. I will say he certainly coached that game to not get blown out. For a guy who was super aggressive the week before and preaches aggressiveness, that 4th-and-1 punt at the end of the first half,
oh,
the 4th-and-whatever punt in the fourth quarter is basically a surrender punt. Yeah. So I would say he's in my run. He'd be it under normal circumstances if Michael Gabriel didn't have the worst game maybe that I've ever seen from a coordinator.
Good choice.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, every one of his units failed. There was a 39-yard kickoff return, set up 3 points to start the game. There's a 94-yard punt return. There's whatever the hell that was on the Young Wei Koo aborted field goal. Charlie Brown, Lucy. At least Charlie Brown swung his leg, and
Right.
and Lucy lifted the ball. Like that was. They said after the game that the ball slipped. Kafka said he saw it live. Considering coaches tell me they have to watch the tape on like the most basic things. That was something that was awfully eagle-eyed to catch that live. That sounded like a coordinated response. So am I missing something? So they had the punt again return against them, the kickoff return against them. They had and then they had Gunnar Olszewski fumble.
yeah.
So
That's
literally,
a tough
so
one.
his kickoff coverage failed, his kickoff return failed, his punt return failed, and his field goal unit failed, and his punt coverage unit failed. So that is about as clean sweep as you can get as the special teams coordinator.
And what's interesting,
let's also point out, guys, he is the only one of the top 4 coaches who's in their job that they started in at the beginning of the season. So
he should be good at it by now.
Correct. Yes.
yeah. Well, what's interesting is,
and I actually think they've been decent this year. I don't think their special teams have been terrible. I think they've been decent this year.
Yeah,
they have. But Kafka did change the practice schedule, and now special teams is going at a different time, or maybe not as long. There was some change he made to the order of practice, and I would not be surprised at you see the effects now of what happened last night. So it'll be interesting to see if special teams rebounds after the bye. So just something of note right there.
I don't know. I'm not buying it, but fair enough. If an hour or two is going to change the way they play on Sunday, we got bigger issues.
I mean, 15 minutes. Abdul Carter can't make it to a special teams meeting. Yeah, so we should get into that, right? We should get into that.
Yep, I'm just going to give you real quick my dud.
Okay, go ahead.
I never go with this guy. You've both gone with this guy at one point over the season, and I don't know why I give him a pass. I'm done giving him a pass. It's Shane. This team is built like a wet paper bag. I mean, I cannot stand watching a 4th-string linebacker. Are you telling me you can't find a linebacker somewhere, somehow? You know, like, how long did it take him to bring Hodgins here? Debo's back now, but he's out for 4 weeks. Like, there's never any players on this team. We're always straddled with leftovers, guys that just hanging on and hanging around. Look at the guy in the Giants cut. He went to the Patriots and he makes plays. How does that happen?
Corey Durden, the Corey Durden revenge game.
Yes.
Who knew that Corey Durden hated the Giants so much? I certainly didn't know that.
Exactly. But when you cut a dude, you hate the team who cuts you, right? I mean, everything that Shane has done right now looks really bad. Like, your neighbors went down, you didn't replace him. McFadden went down, you didn't replace him. Adebo goes down, you didn't pull a guy in. We're constantly playing with this wet paper bag team. And I'm always just like, why? Why did it take 6 weeks to get Hodgins, 7 weeks to get Hodgins, 8 weeks to get Hodgins? Kid's been sitting there doing nothing. And it makes no sense what this guy actually does for the team. And I mean that sincerely. I'm not just like throwing out there to be controversial or stir the pot. What does he do Monday through Friday? Like, what is his actual job being done? I know what I do for 10 hours a day. I'm making 95,000 different decisions in the course of one day. What does this cat actually do? I mean, honestly, he sits in some meetings. He listens to the new head coach say, I'm going to be prepared for the Patriots. I mean, shove it up your you-know-what, Shane. He's done nothing, absolutely nothing to make this team palatable. And now I'm like this. Dude's got to go. Calf has got to go. Shane's got to go. Because nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to be here. It's a sorry-ass team, and it's coming from and we'll segue to this, Ryan. Look what the Patriots did. They played harder, faster. They were knocking dudes around because they take on the identity of their head coach. We don't have a head coach. We don't even have an aggressive, win-it-all-cost general manager. So I can see why there's nothing but dissension or disinterest, because they don't convey any spark or excitement right on through. So as Sean said, the whole organization, I'm with that, excluding some of these players that are playing hard, playing for contracts, playing all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Shane's my dud, man. I'm so over that cat.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a terrible job. So, I mean, he had his press conference today.
Oh.
He struggled.
Yes.
to come up with reasons why he should be kept. Like, he had to know that that question was coming. It came 6 different ways. He really struggled. I mean, he basically came up with a couple of building block pieces that are like, okay, like, yeah, Malik Neighbors was the number 6 pick in the draft. Like, hopefully that's a building block piece. And like, Brian Burns is making $141 million. I hope that's a building block piece. And Dexter Lawrence is making $100 million. I hope that's a building block piece. Like, yeah, everybody has pieces in the NFL. Like, most teams, Max Crosby's on the Raiders. They suck. Myles Garrett's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. They suck. Like, Garrett Wilson's awesome. They suck. So it was a struggle for him to come up with what he's done to justify staying. He said the 2 things he needed to say within the first 30 seconds, which the ballad of the embattled man, which are it's on me and it's not good enough. He said those 2 things about 100 times. But then he certainly found ways to make sure you knew it was about other people too. Like, didn't expect the defense to be 30th. Well, who's he talking about there? Talked a little bit about fourth quarter collapses. I'm probably talking about head coaching there. Like, talked about, mentioned a couple players that he signed in the offseason. Certainly seemed like he was saying he expected more out of them. So it starts with him, but he might have started like this, but he ended up going like this, I feel like. So, it was an interesting press conference. Only got tense once, and actually got his best answer, I thought, when he said, you're not going to bat 1,000, which no one expects you to bat 1,000.
You can't bat 500.
500? He can't bat 200. So, we're going to call this Mendoza line the Shane line. Have I screwed up and made mistakes? Absolutely. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I think anybody who's seen the kicker debacle would know that he is going to make the same mistake twice.
Hell yeah.
We're going to continue to get better. We're going to look at everything: coaching, coordinator, strength and conditioning. I mean, every single thing. okay. He did at one point, I'll give him credit for this. He did at one point say, we've got to do a better job of execution, a better job finishing games, and I've got to do a better job with the personnel. So he seems to think that they have a better roster than 2-11. You guys know you've been on with me. I've been on with you guys almost all season.
Yep.
I think they have a better roster than 2-11, but not a much better roster than 2-11. Maybe 5-8. You know, like I've been saying it's the Jimmies and the Joes all year. So you two and your anti Shane Bowen, how did you like the Charlie Bullen defense?
I was just glad not to see. I don't care. I just didn't see Shane Bowen out there. I didn't see him.
Okay, that's what we've been talking about, right? You just wanted your pound of flesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, you just couldn't have him there anymore. Like,
Okay.
and that was
I
it.
will say that I was kind of shocked though by the lack of spark. I don't even think Drake May was worried about getting hit. Like our guys, like Dart's running for his life. They're coming after him. They blitzed right up to the third to last play of the game. And not one of our guys even hit Drake May. In fact, I'll say it again. He outran Carter to the sideline. Like I'm like, where is that relentless pass rush? What's that?
I mean, we had 3 sacks last night? Because
two.
Didn't Barnes have a couple sacks?
2 sacks.
Carter had his sacks.
And Carter's sack was really not a sack. The guy was
it's
the guy was a half.
It's a sack. Don't start hating on Carter.
Yeah,
It's a sack.
Well, it was a sack for no loss yards.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
No loss yards.
He was a hell of a tackle. It was a great
6 inches
tackle. He
away.
gets credit for his sack. I truly think, and Ryan, you probably will disagree with this, but I truly believe that, and I know we're going to talk about this, but perfect segue here. I truly believe that the players saw through, and now that I found out what the reasoning for benching Carter is asinine, absolute asinine. I'm going to come from a player perspective.
Well, hold on. Let's make sure we say what the reason was. It was not. It was not for what Wes Steinberg tweeted. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was not watching anything inappropriate on this thing. No, but the reason was he missed, or he missed the special teams, which he's not on special teams every week. He's not always on it. So what that says to me is there's lack of communication within the coaching staff, which has been a problem all year, in my opinion. And secondly, that's the worst possible reason to bench a guy for a quarter. And I think the team saw through it. They're going to say what they say. I saw the responses to Carter. He's got to grow up, got this, but I believe, because that defense changed when he came in that game. They absolutely did. Were they great the rest of the game? No, but they were better than they were the first quarter he was out, right? Players aren't stupid. And speaking as a former player, and Craig, I know you get this too, is that we're not stupid. We see through what coaches are doing. He's making an example of Carter, trying to show that he can be a head coach. He can lay down discipline because this wasn't done when Dayball was here. Players aren't stupid. And regardless of what they say publicly, they know and they see through things. And I personally, it's my opinion, I believe that he saw that and they're like, this is ridiculous. We're not starting him over something that easily is understandable why he missed it. I would have been confused too. If I'm not on punt coverage every week, if I'm on special teams every week, you got to tell me, like, yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, you need to be here. I'm not going to assume I need to be every week if I'm not on it. That's crazy. Sorry, it's a ticky-tack reason to bench him for a quarter. And Kafka's response to it made it even worse. So, sorry, I'm not putting Carter in the doghouse over that one. That's ticky-tack to me.
The only thing I would say is, like, I agree with like 90% of what you said, except for we don't have, unless Ryan knows, we don't know how many times he was late
all the
time.
They
just let it go.
All the time. It happens all the time.
Yeah. So there you go.
So that's why I'm going to disagree with Sean. I've reported it. I reported it last night during the game. It's frequent. He frequently misses meetings. Dayball let him cut corners. Now they're trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. They're trying now to, enforce some rules. They're trying now to inject some discipline. Kafka is big on saying it's his decision. My understanding is Joe Shane is involved in that quite a bit in the trying to establish accountability way too late in this program. It's why I asked the question I did at the press conference today. So yeah, this is not a one-time thing. You guys, like you said, you're both former players. Guys, if you were sleeping, let's just go back to the first example. If you were sleeping or maybe not sleeping, if your eyes were shut in a red light therapy bed while your team was going on a walkthrough, do you have a single buddy on the team who might have said like, "Oh, let me go get Sean and Craig. I want to make sure they don't miss practice."
Yep.
Like, if it was the first time, I'm guessing somebody would have done that. If it was like the 20th time, guys are like, "Dude, come on."
Whatever. Yeah.
Correct. So
it is a good point, man.
it is a recurring problem.
Yeah. And it's a good point only because like you're right. He makes a difference. I'm sure like some of the guys are like,
he's good on game day. I think he's good on game day. It's the other 6 days you got to worry about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Jimmy Johnson used to say, there's different rules for different people. So like, it's
he's
not like Dabo's
good.
doing.
Correct. That's the problem. He's not
that
good.
Yeah,
it's not like Dabo's doing anything that no other coach has ever done. And to Brian's point, if you're trying to do it now, it's way too late in the season to do it, and players see through it. That's my point.
That's a different argument. That's fine. Right. That's a different argument. That it's way too late or players see through. That's fine.
Right.
But the idea that he should be let off the hook, he's been let off the hook enough.
Yeah, and like I said, and I don't know. I didn't know Drake May was that fast. Drake May just ran right on.
I've known Dexter Lawrence. I've known Dexter Lawrence 7 years. He has, I think, one time he called the teams. They played soft. He said they played soft, and it became a big bone of contention with him because we wrote that he said the team is soft, and he said there's a difference between being soft and playing soft. I don't know if I agree with that, but he certainly felt passionately about that. I've never heard him call out an individual. And when I asked him point blank last night, what do you need to see from Abdul Carter? He said to grow up. So
there you go.
He's 21.
Yeah, but again, we can't hang it on 21.
But again, you know who else? You know who else is 21? Cordell Flott was 21 as a rookie.
Yeah,
you know, like guys are 20. Andrew Thomas was 21 as a rookie. Like, you know, there are young players. Like it's not every rookie who's missing meetings. You know what I mean? Like Jackson Dart's 22.
No, I get it, but he's not the only rookie though that's ever done it. So he's got to grow up. He's got to mature. That's part of it, no doubt about it. So you got to find somebody who's going to do that. But again, like this late in the season, and listen, if we're going to, as a fan base, turn on Abdul Carter, that's crazy. The kid's 21 years old. He's going to learn. He's going to make mistakes. Like, oh no, fan base turning on him.
Nobody's turning.
They are turning on him. Have you not seen Twitter today?
The guy asked for Lawrence.
They're going after his dad.
The guy asked for Lawrence Taylor's number, dude.
Did you say they're going after his dad?
Yeah. Twitter is going after his dad over a picture of chains that they're wearing. I shit you not.
Yeah,
like
they're looking for their pound of flesh, and
absolutely, I get it. We suck as a team, but we're going after the wrong people. Like, yes, he's got to learn. Yes, he has. I'm not condoning what he's doing, but he's not the only player to ever do it. Think about the stupid mistakes you made as a 21-year-old. Like, come on, we all make stupid mistakes. He's got to learn. He's got to grow up. Absolutely, he's got to grow up. But he's a rookie. He's 21 years old. And
he's going to get better.
This is a shit show going on. And I'm sorry. I don't think, again, I'm not condoning what he's doing. I think there's a lot of, and Ryan, you know better than I will. My feeling is there's a lot of players who have lost respect for this coaching staff and don't give two shits anymore because they're like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of that. Didn't these players like Dable? I mean, he was a player's coach.
They did. They liked him, man. And
they
loved him.
Murder. Yeah, they loved him. Yeah.
Absolutely. He wasn't the big problem.
82 practices, not a lot of fines. Yeah, they fiery on game day. Yeah, they like Daboll. Yeah. I think that they saw the cracks in his foundation, but I mean, who doesn't like having an easy boss, right? I mean, they didn't care particularly a different group of guys, but didn't particularly at the end, especially care for Joe Judge. Why? Because he rode him hard. So,
Yeah.
well,
let's talk Pascal.
It almost felt like Daboll, because they know each other really well. It almost felt like Daboll came in here and his goal was to do everything opposite Joe Judge. That's what it almost feels like.
Fair enough. Well, the interim head coach, to me, sealed his fate with not being aggressive, not being prepared this weekend. 4th down and inches and you punt. And, where was Wandell? Where was the crossing routes? Where in the heck was Hodgins? The number one receiver on the team for targets was the tight end. Like, what are we doing? What kind of game?
Well, hold on. Dart loves the tight end. Dart and Theo Johnson.
Oh, I get it. Like, I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying quarterback sometimes matters in terms of targets.
Fair enough. I don't think the game plan matched what we needed to do. Physical team, willing to hit you in the mouth every play, and we're throwing it to the tight end and running the ball, which is fine if your tight end doesn't drop 2-3 balls a game, and then you have a backup tight end who can't get on the field, and now we're throwing the ball to the running backs. I mean, I'm sorry, that offensive scheme sucked. I mean, there was no crossing routes. There was Sean, you were complaining about the screen. We started doing wide receiver screens down the line. It never went anywhere. Just he can't pivot. It's the same problem he's always had. He's always had the same problem that him and Shane Bowen are very similar creatures, that the implementation of the game plan is the implementation of the game plan. And there's not a lot of change that goes on when it doesn't work. So, that game at halftime was over at halftime. Literally, the game was over at halftime, and they just ran the clock out for an entire quarter, right? I mean, Vrabel's smart, man. You watch the way he coached that game. It's like, you guys are never coming back in this game. So, we're going to coach this and let you run the clock out for you. Run the clock out for us, right? Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. We should have went to an up-tempo offense, caught them off guard in when they were shifting guys in and out. Get the wrong personnel on the field, go up tempo, nothing. This guy's supposed to be an offensive coordinator. He's a loser. He's just not the guy. Now, he may go on and be successful somewhere else. I want him to pack your bags. Show him what is there any chance? Am I crazy? Is there any chance this guy comes back?
I mean, of course there's a chance. With John Mara, there's always a chance of anything happening, right? Because continuity, we want Dart's development, but there shouldn't be. And I mean, you already know my feeling. I'm very, and he looked so overmatched last night. Like he looked like on the sideline. He didn't, I don't know what was going on, but you could just tell he didn't seem like a leader on that sideline last night. And then his responses today, again, for oh, well, I was wanted to play field position. Dude, you're down by 20 points. You're talking about field position. It's 4th and 1. When Troy Aikman is bagging you, and everybody, Eli, Danny DeVito, everybody was talking about, you go for it. It's 4th and 1.
Down by 20.
It makes zero sense not to go for it. And then not to go for it later in the game too. 2 4th downs. And all last 2 weeks, all you talk about, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to be aggressive. You're right. He was either playing scared because of Dart. And if that's the case, then don't start Dart. If you're going to modify your game plan, then don't start him.
Agreed.
But do what you need to do. It made zero sense. So no, he can't come back. He's got no shot. And I know Shane,
he doesn't have no shot. He does not have no
that's
shot.
what I mean. I was just going to say, to me, I want him to have no shot, but he does, because based on what Shane said today, but he also kind of said about, hey, we got other guys. I don't know. It's Mara. It's going to come down to Mara. We all know it. So that's my feeling. So I don't know, Ryan,
it'll be a mistake if they bring him back. Ryan, what do you think is what the percentage is that he comes back chance wise?
As head coach or
a head coach? There's no way he's coming back as OC. That would just be.
I don't know if that's true. The chance he comes back as the head coach is probably 10%. It's 0% if Joe Shane is not the general manager. It is 0.0%. Because I think Joe Shane is probably going to come back as general manager, I'll say it's 10 to 15% ish that Kafka gets the job.
And what about at the OC spot?
Depends who they hire. I think the best candidates are defensive minded. So that therefore opens up an OC job. The Giants obviously would push Kafka on the next guy especially if the next guy isn't come in with a firm name. So I'll say like 30% chance. Well, and then there's the chance that he would want to go somewhere else on his own to be the offensive coordinator. I'll say like 25% chance.
Okay. I feel
30% chance.
I heard 25.
25 is going once,
I
going
want to go higher.
Well, let's talk about the offense. It get very Ryan, very uninspired. I want to talk about this because to me, I got to understand why this cat can't catch the ball. But it's okay that he can't catch the ball. Like, I know he's an up and coming player, and it's going to take time, but he doesn't make a big catch in a big spot. Why won't they use Daniel Bellinger? The guy catches everything they throw at.
They don't believe in Daniel Bellinger. Everything they do tells you they don't believe in Daniel Bellinger. I'm with you. I think Daniel Bellinger is a high-end number 2 tight end in the NFL, maybe a low-end number 1 tight end in the NFL. I think he's a consistent, reliable. He might not do anything great, but he can do all the jobs of the tight end, averagely. Yeah. So, I think but again, since day one, not day one, since day 2, they've shown you they don't believe in him. They've done everything possible to not make him their number 1 tight end. So going back to the Darren Waller trade. So whatever it is, this coaching staff does not think of him as a starting tight end. So,
and which tough because Theo's cracking under pressure, dropping balls. Like I would think, all right, take the pressure off the kid, sit him down, put Bellinger in there, and let the kid, reset himself because he can't continue to drop 2-3 balls a game. Some are hard catches, some aren't, but it hurts the team.
Darius Slayton used to drop a ball or 2 a game early in his career. They stuck with him. Evan Ingram used to drop a ball or 2 a game. They stuck with him for a long time. He's still in the league. Like,
oh yeah,
Malik Neighbors
right?
Tons of balls.
Yeah.
So
I'm having a hard time saying he had drops last night. I'm sorry. There's the one in the end zone.
I'll tell you what PFF has. Go ahead.
Yeah, the one in the end zone, the defender was right there in his face, and I believe it looked like the defender got his hand on the ball or hit Theo's hands away. That is not a drop. I'm sorry.
Right through his hands.
Right, no, it did not go
through his hands.
Watch the play again.
I don't
You'll
need
see
to.
what the defender does. The defender got in the way, blocks him. It's not a drop. It's not a drop. A drop is when you're wide open and you drop the ball.
Dude,
when you have an easy catch, the defender's on the way.
Don't put that out into the atmosphere because that is not the
absolutely
a drop ball.
He had one according to PFF last night.
And I don't think it was
the one over the middle that hit him right in the hands that he dropped.
Yeah, there's one I missed. And then another one, he get hit in the head, which got the penalty. Some people say that's a drop. That's not a drop. You got hit in the head. It's hard to hang on the ball.
No, that's not a drop. No, that's not
right. But the one in the end zone is not a drop. I don't know if PFF gave. And listen, I don't take PFF as valid. But
if
I'm not giving the one in the end zone
as
a drop.
You'd be losing your mind.
Actually, I wouldn't. And as hard as I am on Darius Slayton, if it was a play like that, I would not give him a hard time. The time I gave Darius Slayton a hard time is when he's wide open and he drops the ball. That's when I give him a hard time.
I'll give Slayton credit. 10 tight ends that make that catch. 10, 15 other tight ends make that catch.
That catch on the 2-point conversion was the best catch I've seen Darius Slayton make based on the fact that he used 2 hands. He had right hand placement. I can't remember the last time I've seen Darius Slayton do that. But I'm tired of killing. Listen, Theo's going to take time to develop because he wasn't used as the main pass catcher at Penn State.
He's got there,
and he went 3 weeks without a drop in cold weather, making some very tough catches. And he made another tough catch last night. And the reason why that Dart kept going to him, he was one of the few guys that got open all night. That's why Dart kept going to him.
He was open. He does run a decent route. I'll give him that, but he can't catch.
Yeah. So I'm not going to continue to bury. Listen,
you don't have to. I'll bury him for you.
But he had 3 weeks in tough weather, wind, snow, all of that going on, and he made catches. Didn't have one drop. And we're making it seems like we've had 13 games. He doesn't have 13 drops on the season. He's got like 6.
Oh, if you're going by PFF, yeah, sure. Ryan, talk to me about the pressure, the defense last night. I mean, Drake May had his way. They didn't even touch the poor guy.
I thought about you guys. I think about you guys once a game, maybe.
Yes.
The Kyle Williams touchdown. I was thinking of you guys because they lined up everybody like it was going to be at like an all-out blitz. Paulson Adebo called it a mug. For you football savants out there.
Yep.
They lined up like it was going to be a all-out blitz, and then some guys dropped off. They ended up rushing 5, and then your number one corner gets beat by basically a rookie third-round pick. Like, so there was your disguise. There was
Great
your
ball.
aggressiveness. There was everything you wanted Charlie Bullen to be, and they gave up a touchdown. So, like, I mean, what do you want me to tell you about the defense? Like, the defense was, what the defense is. The defense was what the defense is.
I thought, Ryan, though, like they would have like the game that the defense the Patriots played was a different game than the Giants played. It was literally like two different teams playing two different games. Patriots defense flying around, blitzing, hitting guys left and
they're
right.
Better.
Yes, they are better, but our defensive line is still good enough to be able to put a shot on May. They didn't intimidate him at all. They didn't disrupt him at all. Like, it just looked like, hey, we're kind of rushing the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, you got to take a shot at the QB. You got to take a shot at the QB. So he knows that he can't step up in the pocket or sit there. And no one even made him scared. He played with authority in that game because he was not afraid of one Giants player.
That's what he does. That's what Drake May does. Like, he's gone against better defenses, not look scared. He's got the presence of not a second-year player. And they did blitz a couple times, and Burns missed them, and somebody else missed them on a blitz.
It's
so,
about
like,
the
they came
contact.
after him.
I hear you. It's about the contact. Sometimes you got to hit the quarterback to know that he's not going to be comfortable.
You got to have the chance to hit the quarterback.
Yeah,
you can't hit him.
You can't hit him 3 seconds after he gets rid of the ball. So,
right, they got rid of it quick.
Well, it's not even that they got rid of it quick. They just don't get there. I don't know.
They're not getting there.
Sometimes we make it more complicated than it is. Like, they don't get there enough. Like, they hit him 5 times. They hit him 5 times. So, 3 of them were sacks. So, like, they're just not, they don't get there. Like, Dexter Lawrence isn't playing like Dexter Lawrence. Abdul Carter is not playing like Abdul Carter. The Bobby Okereke is not playing like Bobby Okereke. Then whoever is next to Bobby Okereke isn't a good player. Like, Adebo and Holland
tackles.
Adebo and Holland, Barnes, he was on the practice squad a couple weeks ago. My guess is that's more indicative than his 11 tackles. Though he did have a great game. I'm not here to dump on Zaire Barnes. I'm a big proponent in, like, who's better than you think they are, than you thought they were. Steve Serby and I were having this conversation on the way home last night. And it's like, what Giants are having a better season than you thought? I could give you 12 who are having a worse season than I expected. Zaire Barnes had a better game last night than I would have thought. So I'm not here to dump on him, but
better than expected. I don't know if I can name. I don't know if I can name one.
I got 3. That's what I came up with.
Wandale Robinson.
1.
Dart.
No, I expect. I mean, because I kind of like, maybe I didn't really think of him. He wasn't on my list, but I guess so. Huh?
Scatterbo?
No, he's been out, so no, I don't know.
Oh, okay. You mean currently?
No,
Burns?
not even currently, but like he's gonna end the season with 300 yards or something like that. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to Singletary.
He was on my list. Yeah, he was on my list.
All right, so Singletary, Wandale Robinson.
I got 4. You're right. I got 4 because I came up with Singletary somewhere around Attleboro. So on the drive
meaning they're doing much better than you thought, or you expect them not to do well, or like you thought they might do well.
Meaning in training camp, if you said, "How's this guy going to play?"
Okay,
I would have said here and he's here, or I would have said here and he's here.
Probably Flott.
Flott and Robinson were my first 2.
Singletary, so I'm missing one.
Yeah. And this guy I thought was a terrible player. So, and he's been an average player. So, maybe again, you guys probably know, you guys do more tape work than I do, but to the eye, I would tell you he was a terrible player and now he's an okay player. Like he can start next year.
What?
And I didn't think
for the Giants?
Yeah. And I didn't think he could start.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
It's got to be either Van Roten or Runyon.
Schmitz.
Oh, Schmidt. All right, I was
Schmidt.
close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Schmitz. I thought he was a terrible player that like was headed towards the Deontay Banks, like Evan Neal, see you later. He could be their starting center next year. That's fine.
All right, so I get you out of here on time. Let's do this real quick. What, from a player perspective, Ryan, like because we're all kind of grasping for straws. What's one thing on offense, one thing on defense that they need to focus on? Not draft, because draft is a whole other thing. Like, what are they missing that change the culture or change the game? Like, what?
Good question. You're talking about in the offseason?
Correct.
Good question.
Like, what do you look at when you look at the Giants?
So
what's that
number
one thing missing?
Number one is a run stopper. I don't care if it's a middle linebacker to replace Bobby O'Carroll. I don't care if it's a 120 tackle middle linebacker. I don't care if it's another stud defensive tackle to play next to Dexter Lawrence. It's somebody in the middle of the defense, in that triangle in the middle, who is going to stop the run, because it's 4 years of not stopping the run. So that is number one on the list. Now I could come up with other. I think they're going to need another corner, but number one to me is insert middle line. I think I would probably go middle linebacker, because I think you can get away with the Nachos or somebody maybe a little better than Nacho at defensive tackle. I think I would go with a dominant inside linebacker is probably what I would go.
So in the offseason,
sideline to sideline middle linebacker.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's not draft, by the way. You're just talking about going and
draft. I mean, sign, trade.
Yeah,
I don't a veteran guy who could be what Bobby Okereke was in 2023.
Fair enough.
Or what Blake Martinez was his first year here.
Yep. I really like that, by the way. I really like that. And playing next to McFadden, because Okereke is never coming back. There's no way.
Correct. I don't know if McFadden's coming back, but
I think McFadden will come back. Bellinger won't come back. Flott will come back.
Flott's going to want to get paid. You get paying Flott $11 million a year.
Yeah, you're going to have to, because the guy you signed to take his place is going to cost you $9 million, and he's not going to be as good
unless you draft somebody. Yeah.
All right. So on the offensive side of the ball,
I'm very wary, and I think Flott's had a great year. I wrote about it actually in the post yesterday, but I'm very wary of paying 1 year wonders. But he is very young.
He is. Listen, I am.
He's very young.
Sean will tell you, I am the hardest on Flott because I don't like small corners. He came in the league at 168 pounds. I'm like, this cat's never going to work. But I
like his attitude. Yes, I like his attitude. I don't know how much.
And he's gotten better every year, and he works really well with Phillips on the inside of him. I got to give Flott a lot is
this season.
I think he's the most improved player on the team, because I don't think Wandale's good, but I thought Wandale was pretty good before. I just thought he was miscast. So Flott's the guy who I would say is the most improved player on the team.
So who's the player on offense? You gave me the defensive guy. You want to sign or trade for a run stopping middle linebacker / defensive tackle. Who's the offensive guy
that I want to add to this group? Because it's a tough question, Craig, because they're going to lose Illuminor. So immediately then I would say they're going to right tackle.
We got Bo.
Yeah.
I mean, Bo starts if Illuminor goes.
Probably, yeah. That would scare me. I think they finally have a above average offensive line. I'm not sure
14th.
I'm not sure I want to mess with that by, turning to a guy for his first career start, his second career start. That's a question. That's an issue for the offseason. Yeah. That's my point, though, is if you lose a Illuminor, I'm going to say right tackle.
Let's say they sign him. Because Howie Roseman would get it done. So Shane's got to suck it up and get it done. Who else? When you watch the New York Giants offense, we know Neighbors is a big issue, but what's missing? Where's that one guy you're rolling out the carpet for and you're bringing in? To me, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I think I would get. It's hard to do this, but I think it's a receiver. I think it's a playmaking receiver. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. Like, so you're gonna have Neighbors. So he's your one. Okay.
You hope so.
Let's just assume he's your one. And in 2 years, he's going to be making $45 million a year. Okay. From a team building perspective, he's going to be making $45 million, 50 maybe. You have Slayton signed, who you can't get rid of him. So he's making $12 million a year. It was not a good signing. So like he's making $12 million a year. What are you going to do with Wan'Dale? He's going to want $15 million a year because he's more productive than Slayton. So he needs to be paid more than Slayton. So he's going to want 15. And then you're going to bring in another receiver. So you're going to have how much money are you going to tie into receiver? And who's wide receiver for? Darius making 12.
So now the New York Giants in 2026, not now, they're second right now. I said this last week. I'm sure you heard me. The Giants are going to have $177 million allocated toward the defense in 2026. Yeah. It's going to be the number one in the NFL. They're going to have to allocate money to the offense. They can't put more money. So to me, to answer your question is, I'm taking Slayton. I'm trading Slayton to get you that linebacker that you want. And then I'm signing, and again, I know this isn't going to happen.
Darius Slayton isn't getting you the kind of linebacker.
No, but he's got to package him. He's got to package him and go. And then I'm signing a guy like T. Higgins. Not that he's available, but last year T. Higgins was available. We need that number 2.
Yes, I don't think this is a likely scenario, but yes, I would agree with you. If I could wave a magic wand and give the Giants anything in the world, it would on offense, it would probably be a bona fide number 2 receiver. But that would be I guess Darius Slayton has a $6 million dead cap hit. I guess you can move on from him or try to trade him. Yeah, $6 million dead if traded, $12 million dead if cut. So you would trade him.
Got to trade Slayton.
$6 million if you trade him. Because I would sign Wan'Dale Robinson. So that makes me think it's going to be hard to balance all this veteran money. But if in a world where you don't sign Wan'Dale, definitely receiver. In a world where you sign Wan'Dale and can trade Slayton, receiver. If you have all 3, that's trouble. And then that's where I would use my first round pick on Tyson, the kid from Arizona State, who I think is a real possibility. When we get that far, assuming the Giants win 1 or 2 more games and aren't picking 2, assuming they're picking 6, 7, assuming they
nice, well done, Ryan, well done.
Assuming they pick 6 or 7, then I think I think his name is Jordan Tyson from Arizona State.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson.
That he could play well next to Neighbors, but yeah, in a veteran world where I could give them anything and salaries and egos and all don't matter, it would probably be wide receiver 2.
All right, I'm not going to be the one to make you late. So get
problem
going.
is if you look at next year's free agent receivers, it's like George Pickens number 1, and Wan'Dale might be like the 3rd or 4th best free agent receiver. So not only do you need to sign him, you want to upgrade him. What are you going to sign 2 of the top 4? So
yeah, it's good. All right. Well, again, it's going to be interesting. They're going to have to do something at that wide receiver.
But wide receivers get traded left and right. That's like the most tradable position. So I guess somebody could pop free. So
all right, get out of here, man. You're going to miss your show.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks it is. Thank you, Ryan. We will see you next Monday.
See you, Ryan.
See you, Ryan. Everybody else, stay around. We are going to let's acknowledge that there's a ton of you in the chat, cranking away on all sorts of stuff. I'm going to give you guys all a shout out. Let me see. We're going to do one last drive, and I'm looking for the intro, and it looks like this. Boom. One last drive is where Sean and I just basically rip through all the questions you guys and comments you guys have been talking about all day. So I'm going to go all the way to the top, Sean, and see if I can find a couple to throw at you. Ready? You locked and loaded here?
Always ready.
All right.
go.
So from Wrecking Crew 1925, is it me or is there uncertainty who's really driving this franchise by the front office? I know this is the stuff you love, so that you take that one.
Yeah, absolutely. No, because if you watch the presser today, Joe Saying clearly said it was ownership who decided to fire Brian Dable. He said it more than once today. So that tells me that it is above Joe Shane who is driving things and making things happen, which we have known has gone on for years, and that's the way things go. So no, it's not just you.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. And like, trust me, I'm the last guy I believe in like football families, but it is at that point where, a VP of football operations could turn this around. I'm watching this guy who owns the Devils and the Commanders and a bunch of other stuff just turn these franchises around. And I think the Giants need that right now. So yeah, Mara's running the show. Tish is kind of doing Hollywood, and he pipes in when he needs to. By the way, shout out to Mark. And Daniel, as I'm just rolling through this, humble them all 80. Oh my God, Hard Knocks is on tonight. Yikes. Yes, Humble, it is on at 9:00, 20 minutes from now. Let me keep rolling through this. Humble says he feels for Burns. I think we all do,
Absolutely.
but you know what I mean? But I also think that, this guy's been in the league for 8 years. He's never won. And this year we lost, 5 games that were winnable. So I do think he sees the potential in this team. Don't you agree, Sean? He sees it.
I do. He's got no choice. He's not going anywhere for a while. But yeah, I
No,
do think he does. And I think he wants it to be better. I just got to figure out what he can do to make it better. Shane called him a leader today, but what is he doing to get other guys on the same page as him? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's not doing it. I'm not, Burns is great. I want to know how he can get the rest of that defense to play on the same level as him, at least with the same intensity, if that makes sense.
But Tibbs
They're
is
not
out.
going to be on his level, but bring the same intensity. I'm not seeing that.
No,
I'm just not.
No, they,
You know what I'm saying?
and I think you are on to something, because you get a uninspiring defensive coordinator, right? You got to hurt Dexter Lawrence. And now Tibbs has been out for 2-3 weeks. I don't really know where he stands. Like, they're not fresh, they're not healthy, and they're uninspired. So,
Right.
but I will say, just to kind of put a bow on your comment, they've shown a lot of video. And I could scour YouTube for it or whatever. They show a lot of video of Burns on the sideline talking one-on-one with guys, like not sitting next to, like standing in front of, the unit, kind of telling them to get their act together. So I do think he is trying to lead the best he can. There's just a lot of dysfunctionality right now.
Agreed.
What's this? How does ownership let Schoen pick the next head coach? So I said this last week, Ray. I'm not saying that this is right, but I'm going to say it again. The Maras are really, really tied to their quarterbacks. Bill Sims, Eli Manning, giving Kerry Collins a second chance. They're like, they look past all the stuff that we don't look past, all the stuff that drives us crazy. Mara looks past because he knows how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback. So he's, again, I'm not saying I condone it, Ray. I'm just saying that because that Shane went up in the first round and gambled and won and got Dart, there's a little bit, again, not condoning it, but there's a little bit of a pass in there that if he can go up and show the moxie to get Dart, that he can find himself, a head coach that's needed in this town. I'm not condoning or saying it's right. I'm just saying that, like, they're looking at, hey, you did get me, Neighbors, Scatterboot, Dart, Carter, you did a good job there. Hey, you might be the right guy to find another guy. I think it's like a thing with Mara. And by the way, there's no guarantee that Shane is still here. Ryan says there's a good chance he comes back. Nobody has that crystal ball. Nobody.
No.
All right, what else do I have in here? Sandy says it's not a question, but says, look, Danny left New York and now he's a superstar.
He's come back down to
Danny
earth.
left New York and now he's a superstar. No, I mean, look, they built the off. I mean, I had this conversation with a buddy of mine actually this morning. You drafted Richards. It was a complete debacle and a mess. And guess what? You bring in Jones after, coming from Minnesota. Jones is a little bit mature, and they run an offense that works for Jones. Sean and I have said it a million times. Jones was never going to run Dable's system right. They didn't want him from the beginning, but he won and went to the playoffs in 2022, so they kept him. If you don't win in 2022, Jones is gone. So, but they win and they keep him. He couldn't run that offense. And by the way, how many times if you listen to Rush here every Monday, Tuesday tonight, we've all said it. Dart makes Kafka and Dable look pretty damn good. He just does.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're not going to talk about Jones. I'm glad he's having a good year. Let's see. He drops a guy. Let's see. Steve says he drops a guy to the practice squad to save $50 off salary. Steve, I agree with that 100%. I think that's what pisses me off about Shane. Like, we lost McFadden, we lost Neighbors, we lost a Debo for 4 weeks. We lose a kicker, and Shane does nothing. I just don't know what he does all day long. I'm seriously when I say that.
I just hope if he does come back, and I'm not saying I want him back because I don't, but we know there's a very high chance he's coming back. I hope he meant what he said today because he was very contrite. He was very humble today at his press conference. He definitely knew his ass is in a sling. I hope he realizes the mistake he made. I hope he does evaluate everything they've done from free agency to draft to strength training to all of it. I hope he does. And I hope he does not make the same mistakes because that was something he said a few times was, I learned from my mistakes. Well, okay, let's make sure you do.
This one, Mark, is interesting because Turbo Miller reminds me of Daniel Bellinger. It doesn't matter what he does. He can't get on the damn field. I don't know why. I don't know if the position coach doesn't like it. Turbo Miller should have been called up, weeks ago.
It definitely should have been called up and not have Eric Gray on the roster. And we've seen what Eric Gray can do. I don't know if he just doesn't get the offense because remember, Turbo set out for a full year before the Giants picked him up and they learned it. I don't get it. It's another head scratching decision. Is that the coaching staff? Is that Shane? Is that both? Like, it makes zero sense. So no, I don't think they'll elevate him because I don't think Tracy's going to be out. I think he'll be back because they have the bye week. And even if he is, they're going to go with Singletary and Eric Gray. That's what their plan is. Like it's just crazy. And again, I don't know if it's the position coach, if it's like, I don't know who it is that's making these decisions, but that's another reason why I want Shane going. The game day management, like it's just crazy, just absolutely nuts. Like, and whoever decided that Swayze Bozeman should have started last night, you had to take him out. And then Zaire Barnes comes in and plays better. Like it's mind. I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting off tangent. I just can't. Mind-boggling decisions that I'm over it. I'm just over it. Like personnel decisions make zero sense. I don't see any other teams doing this that have these injuries or are good teams. Let me say it that way. Only bad teams make these head-scratching decisions when it comes to who you're going to play when you have injuries. And I can't take it anymore. Yeah, enough is enough. We all see it. We're smarter than our GM at this point. It's crazy.
Let's see. I'm looking. So David says Phillip ran into Burns on that blitz. Stupid Phillips is clueless. It's an aggressive play. I can't. I like Phillips as a player. I like that we have some aggressive guys. He makes aggressive decisions. I mean, plays. I can't. I mean, that one play wasn't going to make or break us, David. People make mistakes. I hear what you're saying. It made Phillips look stupid, but he's a pretty good player. Like, I mean, he walked into that slot position.
He's one of the top nickel corners in the league. Like the way he's doing, like he gets, when you look at his passes defended and passes give up, like he's another player that gets a lot of like scrutiny from fans and I'm not sure why, but he's better than people think.
Well, people don't understand nickel defense and what he's supposed to do, but
Right.
I like Phillips a lot because he turns around and looks back for the ball. Time and time again, the cat will turn around and look for the ball, and he comes up and sticks the wide receiver or the running back. He meets him. He
helps out run
wait.
support.
Yeah, he doesn't wait. And by the way, we didn't touch on this, but I got to ask you a question. And I don't know if you can answer this for me, but I'm hoping you can enlighten me.
I'll try.
Because there's something here that oh my God, it's got me crazy.
Ooh,
time and time again. Now. What's that?
I'm curious now. You're the prelude to this.
Yeah, I know. Because it's like we talk about a lot of stuff. But there's this one subject. It doesn't make sense on any level to me because I watch a lot of football and I don't see any other team having this issue. Now, again, I know bad teams have this issue.
Right.
When the Giants don't have the ball, like the other team has the ball after the kickoff and the time is running out. Let's just say it's 10 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Now, I mean, it's not just one or two times. The other team's wide receiver is open every single time. They're throwing the ball between like a safety and two corners. Like, I can't quite figure out. Like, it's almost like they're waiting for him to catch it so they can tackle him.
Yes.
Like, how many times, like 10 minutes left in the game, they get 3 first downs because they throw the ball to a wide open. They're not running wide open. They're running, comebacks and curls.
Yeah, like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8 guys are wide open around. That's Bowen's scheme. Like the scheme is still there. That's still Bowen's scheme. So Bowen can't change the scheme. He can just call different plays, different blitzes, disguise, things like that. That is Bowen's scheme. I don't understand it either.
It bothers me beyond anything I could comprehend because it's not 1 or 2 plays. It's 5, 6 plays a game where the wide receiver's wide open. He's standing between, Phillips, Adebo, and Holland, and everyone's literally. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the tape.
Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a combination of Bowen's scheme and the players. I don't think the players understand that scheme. And it's also lack of communication because that was something Bowen talked about. They were trying to work on. Players aren't communicating with each other, understand who's what, who's covering what zone. It's just bad. And then listen, I want to back up and talk about Adebo for a second. Let's not forget that he was out for a full month. So
it's going to take him a little while.
He gets beat by Colin Williams. The reason he gets beat by Colin Williams, they were playing more press man last night. They didn't play a lot of press man this season. So when you watch, the reason he got beat, he never moved his feet quick enough. And that's because he was out for a full month. Yeah. And then you also see how far off they are in certain situations too. So like that's part of the scheme that needs to change.
I could tell you from being in the stadium when they play home and they're lined up 10 during the quarterback's cadence, Adebo's already in a back pedal. Yeah. If you wanted to run like to the sticks and back, every 7-yard dig route or every 7 and come back 7 and out is wide open because Adebo is lined up at 10 and he's not waiting at all. He's dropping into 12 to 14 during the quarterback cadence. So the time the quarterback, and in this case, Drake May, snaps the ball, he's already 15 yards off the guy.
It's crazy. Absolute crazy.
When you watch it,
if you're going to line up 10 yards, you don't backpedal right away. You wait a little bit.
No, and if you do, it's a soft drop at the ball being hiked. If you're dropping in the coverage during the cadence, you're worried about getting beat. That's all you're worried about is getting beat deep. But I mean, you've got to be a good enough corner to be able to play up and play a little press and have that cornerback on your hip because, and again, I don't love Debo. I don't hate Debo. He's been like a nice player. I'm hoping he stays, injury free because he is now back-to-back years being hurt. So there's a little bit of probably, unfamiliarity with playing every week because he doesn't play every week. So there's a little bit of mixture of being
He got
off
better
the
as the
field.
game went along. When he made some nice plays later in the game, he did better. I think he worked the rust off. So, and again, before he got injured this year, he was playing really, really well. Like he shut some receivers down earlier in the year. He was doing really
think
well.
So I don't love his style of play. I think he's too, like I mentioned a minute ago. I think he's too loose with the wide receivers.
But
Like
that's Bowen. That's Bowen's scheme. That's his
possibly,
style.
yeah.
Like when you look and you do the research on Adebo, his strength was press man. When you look up and see what it was.
But the Saints asked him to play zone, and he could do it.
Yes, he could, but they didn't have him that far off, and he played really well. I'm not judging anybody until we get a new defensive scheme in here. Like this year is a wash for anybody. I'm going to bring up this question because I know. Oh, go ahead.
Is that the one
No,
you
no,
wanted?
go ahead. And nope, but I'll bring up after this one.
Okay, so why not keep Illuminor? So, I mean, I'll send that to you. I know what you're referring to, David, because Ryan Dunleavy from the Post, who just bounced off, said he didn't think Illuminor was coming back. So why not keep Illuminor? Which I know you want to keep him too.
I do. I think it's going to come down to money. Like that's what they're going to look at. He's going to want to get paid, rightfully so. He's played really well. I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. Again, you finally have an O-line, like you said. They're 14th. I think at one point they were 10th. Like there's some out there, another stat, they were 10th up there. Like you want to keep that continuity. So if you only lose him, I don't want to lose him, but you can't lose everybody else. Like, so you absolutely should sign him. You should have your bookend tackles, but I think he's going to want to get paid. And I don't know if agreed. We know that you figure it out, you make it work. Everybody else does it. You pay him. Bottom line.
Yeah, there's a couple things too, David. Thanks for the question. About Illuminor is the New York Giants, the Achilles heel of the New York Giants through the entire Daniel Jones era was the offensive line. The offensive line got Daniel Jones killed. Whether he was going to be good or not didn't matter. The poor kid got crushed, right? And when Mara said, man, we messed him up, he was alluding to the fact we've done nothing to protect this kid. We finally have an offensive line. Like it's almost imperative that they figure out how to keep everybody. Now, the first thing is Runyon. So Runyon is making a lot of money, and I don't know where he sits, like if he'll go somewhere else and get paid, but he's getting overpaid. He's going to have to take a pay cut, or they're going to have to add a year on and defer something. He's getting paid too much. He's either going to be a cap casualty, or they got to restructure, or he's got to take a pay cut because Runyon's making too much money. I am just saying that now. I don't want him to go because he's,
I hear you.
He's very, he quietly, what I like about Runyon that he gets no credit for it because people don't watch the game like I do is he's the only lineman that we have that consistently can pull. I mean, like again, like he's a good pulling guard. He doesn't get a lot of credit for it. So I think Runyon they have to figure something out, whether he takes a pay cut or he wants to bounce to another team, but Runyon's going to have to take a pay cut to free up some money. Secondly is, the right guard spot, Van Roten brings a nastiness, as you probably saw this past weekend or last night. I mean, he'll stick up for his quarterback. He will get nasty. He's just a little bit older, but here's the thing that people don't remember. He can also snap. He's your backup center. So he has value because he's fairly cheap. He's nasty, and he can play guard, right guard, center, and I'm pretty sure he might even be able to play left guard.
Right. And people forget that old linemen play at a much later age than any other position. So he's not old in lineman years.
No, exactly. So, so I think you got to figure out a way to keep Illuminor one way or another. I don't know how you do it, but because Bo becomes your right tackle. I don't know.
I think he'll be fine. Bo does not scare me. I think he can play right tackle and be fine. I don't want to lose Illuminor, but I'm not worried about Marcus Bo coming in and playing right tackle because I think he can do it.
I agree. Okay, which one did you want me to pop up?
I
here?
think this is a good one to end the show on because it's one of your favorite guys to talk about. So I'll pull it up.
Oh, you got it?
What happens to Kayvon? Is he gone after this season?
I don't, man, so it's kind of like the McFadden thing. Like we kill them when they're there, and then when you don't have them, you notice when they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing about Kayvon is specifically playing the run. You know what I mean? That's my thing with Kayvon. I don't think he's a run stopping D end / linebacker. But he proves to you right now he's been out for 4 weeks, and you notice when he's not there. So, and again, I'm super hard on him because I don't think anybody should have, like, the worst and most expensive guy the Giants ever paid was Olivier Vernon. And he got, like, he'd have 3 sacks in one game, and then he wouldn't have another sack for 6 weeks. And he'd have, like, I think, 1 to 2 tackles a game. Like, the best defense ends we've had, whether it was, or linebackers, which was, OC and Tuck and those guys, they just always played the run. And I get disappointed with Kayvon. But like McFadden, when they're not there, you notice it big time. We notice big time we can't stop the run without McFadden. And you don't have to love McFadden. McFadden's never going to be a Pro Bowler, but he's still the best inside linebacker this team has.
Yeah.
So if you draft a linebacker, or to what Ryan said, you trade a linebacker, McFadden takes the dot, slides over to where Bobby plays, and then you draft some young guy. Stop dreaming, by the way. You guys have been hitting me all week about Leo Chanel from Kansas City. He's not going anywhere. They're not going to get rid of their third-round inside linebacker. So the goal is to draft our own linebacker and let him play next to McFadden. But because McFadden's not here, you notice it. So now Kayvon, I don't know if you can afford all these guys. Again, I'll say it again, $177 million in 2026. It'll be the number 1 most expensive defense in the NFL. I don't know where the money's going to come from, but I do know without him, you do miss his presence.
I mean, I don't think he's going after this season. Worst case scenario, you franchise tag him this year. He's got 1 more year. They extended. They picked up his 5th-year option, so he's here for 1 more year in the 5th year, and then you either franchise out that or you pay him. Remember, caps keep going up, and there's some things coming off the books. There's other guys. I think they'll have more money. That cap's going to go up every year. It's going to go up huge this year too, and it'll go up again next year. And then you just figure out how to manipulate the cap. You make it work. Like, I'm tired as a franchise to be like, oh, how are the Giants going to afford this guy? It's like it comes time to pay a guy and fans are like, oh, I got to get rid of him because we got to pay him. You got to start paying people. Like, you got to pay people. And there's guys out there you can get. You can get some guys to the draft. There's some really good linebackers in the draft. So I think you get a linebacker in the draft. But I need our general manager to start prioritizing that middle backer much more than he has. I know he signed Bobby O, right? But
the Bobby O that he signed is not even close to the Bobby O of now.
No, he's not. So it's got to be a priority. There's certain positions he's got to prioritize moving forward. And again, a lot of it starts with who you hire as a head coach, who's going to run the defense. So that's why I want a defensive-minded head coach who's going to bring in somebody tough, who's going to bring in a identity to that defense, because you got a lot of talent on that defense that is not being utilized the right way at all. I don't know how you can't figure out if I'm Shane Bowen. I don't know how you can't figure out how to get Abdul Carter, Tibbs, Burns, and Dex on the field the majority of the time. I don't understand how you.
He's saving them. Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to rotate him because whatever. So I digress, but it's just.
I did want to jump on this guy's comment real fast. Remember, David, Adebo, they don't even play the same position. Like, yes, Adebo is a more skilled corner. Phillips is a slot corner. He's playing between the corner and the safety. He's playing.
He's only year 2.
Yeah, he's just playing a different position. So, Adebo's always going to be, I would consider a better. Like, Phillips is a scrappy slot corner. He's in run support. So they're just different players. I don't know if you can compare the two, different skill set.
Right.
I wouldn't be so hard on Phillips. He's actually a really good slot corner, but you don't normally compare inside guys to outside guys. They're just different skill set. And again, I'm going to put this one up here too, because these are two different scenarios too, David. So here's the thing. Leo got traded. Everyone gave Leo crap. Leo was a really good player, and we miss him, but they did get a bunch of, players, in that trade, Newbin being one of them, but
Burns.
Burns. So I miss Leo, and Dex probably does too, because they were best friends. The McKinney thing is very different. I don't need to go down there with you. Just remember, the Giants weren't in a position to pay $16 to $18 million for a safety. It had nothing to do with McKinney. There was no money. You can't pay a safety $18 million unless you're a playoff team. Same thing with Saquon. You can't pay these guys. Like Saquon left because of the extra year, not the per year money. Like he got a whole year, another year guaranteed. Like when you're a losing franchise, it's really hard to keep guys. It's going to be hard to keep Kayvon. It's going to be hard to keep, Neighbors. It's going to be hard unless they turn it around. And this team just lost 5 games in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left. There is talent here, despite the defensive coordinator and the challenges that they have at running back and wide receiver. There is talent here. Nobody has the depth that they need to compete. And Shane is not very active, in the free agent market when he needs to be. He brings in guys that off the street.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if this doesn't paint the picture for you, Isaiah Hodgins was a really nice player. They let him go because, he had an ankle injury. He was a little slow, but he still knew the offense, ran great routes, had great hands, good locker room guy. Get rid of him, and he goes to San Francisco. And then, they boot him over to Pittsburgh. The guy sat there all year long. We've been screaming here on Rush to go get him, go get him, go get him. And the only reason Joe Shane went and got him was because of what's his name Humphreys got snatched by Denver. Yeah. So I'm not giving Joe credit if we're getting Hodgins. Joe's just too stubborn, and he's asleep at the wheel when it comes to the weekly management of this roster. Like, I want to like Shane, but man, there's just some glaring mistakes. So
Huge.
Yeah, I don't want you guys, like I said, that's all. Leo, McKinney, and Saquon are all under the bridge. But remember, the reason Leo traded, right? McKinney there was a bad team's not paying $18 million for a safety, and Saquon wasn't getting an extra year, though we probably just should have, and they should have, bit the bullet. But hey, guess what? He was never running for 2,000 yards behind that line.
No, and he's on a decline right now too, Saquon.
Yeah, I think he was averaging like 2.5 yards a carry last week.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Just so you guys know, our guy pounded out to Spencer Kessler. He has got an article coming up on nygiantsrush.com. It'll be up either tonight or in the morning. So I just want to let you know there's new content going up there. Spartan Mike will be on with us next week. Mr. Cruz will be back from Colorado. We are on the bye week, so we still will have our Monday show as normal. Maybe we'll even step up and have some fun. We'll give some giveaways, or we'll do something for next week. Maybe a little rapid fire. Anything you wanna end the show on, my friend?
No, just thanks to everybody showing up on a Tuesday and still coming in every week watching us, even though the Giants are not good this year yet again. So we appreciate everybody coming in and supporting us. And thank you.
No, without a doubt. Like, we didn't expect this year to go this way. So we will see you guys next Monday.